Hey everyone, it's Suey here. So it turns out that I only read 3 books this past month. Month of, what are we in? April. Only 3 books. In fact, I realized the other day that this whole week has gone by and I haven't read at all. So that is the kind of sort of slump, sort of general life funk that I've been in for this month. It's kind of been a rough month, but I think that reading would help you get through life stuff, but sometimes you just got to take a break too, and just not worry about it. But I have been reading. It's just kind of been slow going. Let me tell you about the 3 books I did read and then maybe some plans for May. At the beginning of the month, I got a hold of Sunrise at the Reaping. I always say that wrong. Sunrise at the Reaping, I think, by Suzanne Collins. I do not have it to show because Tori took it and is reading it. But yes, did that one take me a little while? I think it still took me a little while, even though it was very fast-paced and very engaging. I did a whole review about this one, so if you want more detail, please go check that one out. But it is basically the story of Haymitch's Hunger Games. We all know Haymitch. He was Katniss and Peeta's mentor in the Hunger Games series that we are familiar with. And we hear little snippets about what happened in his Hunger Games. But this is the story of all the stuff that happens, and it's brutal and heart-wrenching, and you just feel so much for the stuff that Haymitch has gone through. So if you are a Hunger Games fan, please don't skip it. Don't skip these prequels. They're great. If you are a fan of the series, you want to know what's going on with all these other characters and see the tie-ins with the original series. It's really awesome. So that was the first one. And then I read just this fun YA romance called What Happens After Midnight by Cale Walter. It's a second chance, a YA romance where the girl kind of gets back together with her ex-boyfriend while they are in the middle of figuring out the senior prank, that they are running around after midnight hiding clues on this posh campus that they both go to school at. It's really fun. I think I liked her first one better, which was called The Summer of Broken Rules, or her other one. I don't know if it was first or not, but anyway, it was fun. So I enjoyed it. I talked a little bit about it in a short that I will put up. If you want a little more detail, be sure to check that out. And same goes for my third one, The Violin Conspiracy. My more detailed thoughts will go up in a short also. But this one I read on the ebooks. I read an ebook. Here's a picture. The Violin Conspiracy by Brendan Slocum. And it is about a black violinist. How he ended up with a really expensive Stradivarius violin. So you get the story about how that happened. And then at the beginning of the book, that violin is stolen right when he was about ready to go to this huge competition. And then the whole book is a flashback, the story of the violin, the story of his life becoming a violinist, and kind of how he got to where he's at. And then at the end of the book, you find out what happened to the violin. So it turns out it's less of a mystery and more of a human story about racism and lots and lots of lovely music stuff. There's actually a Spotify playlist of all the songs that our author, talks about, and it's big. It's a big one. There's lots, and it's really fun for anybody who is kind of musical, but you don't have to be musical to love it. So I really enjoyed that one. Those are the 3 books. That's it. That's all I read. Since I finished that one, I haven't hardly read anything. I can't figure out what to get into. These are my possibilities for May. I know this week, except I'm just not going to have time to read this week either. So The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo is kind of high on my list, but sometimes Taylor Jenkins Reid is a hit or miss for me. So then I started looking at it and I was like, oh, am I in the mood? Am I in the mood for this? I don't know. So I didn't actually start it, but it's real close. And then this one, I started last summer for Big Book Summer, and I'm kind of in the mood for this one. So I read a couple more chapters, and oh gosh, it's brutal too, guys. Oh my word. But if I start a big book, then that's all I'll read for like the next 2 months. So I struggle. I just start and at least kind of get going in this one again. Okay. I started The Passion of Dulce. It's on my ebook by Julie Berry. My daughter Tori said this is one of her all-time favorite books, and I've never read it. I think I have an e-copy and a print copy, which I think is funny, and I've never read it. So I started that one, and so I might continue. I don't know. It didn't really grab me from the beginning yet, so we'll see. That's why I'm just kind of shuffling through books and just not feeling it for anything. May is usually also the Asian Readathon and the AAPI month. Yeah, I think that's the acronym. And I love to participate in that because I always have tons of Asian type books that I want to read. And so every time I go to read them, I'm like, oh, I'll save that for May. But then there's never enough time in May to read all of them. But anyway, some of the ones that are kind of at the top of my pile, I really want to read this one. It's tabbed, not by me. I got it from the Little Free Library and it came tabbed with little notations. Yeah, so that could be interesting. But I've been wanting to read this one forever. The Island of Sea Women by Lisa C. And so it is high on my list. This is about the Korean women who dive off of the island of Jeju. I think it would be a powerful, powerful book, and I really want to read it. And this one, I just happened upon Tori. We were at a thrift store and Tori's like, this is a good Korean book. It says at the very beginning, in 1917, deep in the snowy mountains of occupied Korea, an impoverished local hunter on the brink of starvation saves a young Japanese officer from a tiger attack, instantly connecting their fates in a saga that spans half a century. You know I love sagas and big generational, sweeping historical stories, so this one probably right up my alley. So I'm considering maybe jumping into that one. And then if I want something a little less heavy and a little more fluffy fun, we've got Falling for Korea by Piper Jean. I don't know, I happened upon this one somewhere. I don't even know what it's about or anything, but probably YA romance. You know that will be calling to me. And then this one I started last year, but I just couldn't really quite get into it. Maybe I can try again. It's Pirate Story, The Adventures of Amina al-Sarafi. I think this one fits in with the theme. And, you know, all my other books are Korean. This one's not, so maybe I need to diversify my Asian reading and not do everything Korean, right? It's just that's what I mostly have. Anyway, those are some possibilities that I would love to read in May, but I just know May is also an intense, crazy month. I got a lot of stuff going on. I got some road trips. I got a writer's conference. I just don't see a whole lot of reading happening again, but we will try. We'll try and see what happens. So there's tons of other Asian books I would love to jump into that have been waiting their turn, but these are the four. These are the four that jumped out at me right off the bat right now. So hopefully I can get a couple of them at least. We'll see. Thanks for sticking around and hanging in there with me while I push through the whatever it is I'm dealing with here. Hopefully I will find the mojo again quickly. That is my monthly check-in, letting you know what I've been up to and reading and not reading and hoping to read. So wish me luck. Until next time, happy reading. Bye.